This week, a court panel released the newly drawn congressional and legislative maps that will be in place for the next decade. Residents in parts of Golden Valley and Plymouth will see a change in who represents them in the state Senate. Delane Cleveland joins us now with more on this change. Delane?
Shannon, since 2007, DFL Senator Ron Latz has represented Senate District 46. Sections of Plymouth and Golden Valley make up that district. Now, voters in those areas will have to get used to seeing a new name on their ballot during this next election cycle.
People get used to the idea of saying, gosh, if I have a problem, I get to call a particular senator or a particular House member. And to now suddenly say that's no longer my person, especially if maybe now it's somebody who's of a different political party or of a different, let's say, ideology, I think it's kind of surprising and for many people shocking.
The old Senate District 46 map included St. Louis Park, Hopkins, and chunks of Golden Valley and Plymouth. But in the newly drawn maps released this week, the district represented by Senator Latz loses both Golden Valley and Plymouth and gains a big section of Edina. That could shape how things look at the state capitol next year, because Senator Latz will now be in the same district as the DFL's Senate Minority Leader, Melissa Franzen. Hamline University political science professor David Schultz says both lawmakers will have some important decisions to make in the coming days.
Do the two of them agree and say, well, I will run, you're not going to run? Do they both decide to run against one another? Does one person decide to say, well, I'm going to go move now into another district or something like that? All these become possibilities, and we've seen that in the past.
We reached out to Senator Latz today to see if he would be willing to comment on the newly drawn district lines. He told us to reach out to him again next week. Shannon?
All right, thanks, Delane. Those looking to buy a home could face intense competition this spring. A new report released this week shows the supply of homes for sale in the Twin Cities is at a record low given the current demand. According to the Minneapolis Area Realtors Group, there's just over a 3-week supply of homes in the Twin Cities metro area without the addition of new listings. Keep in mind, a 6-month supply is considered a balanced market. The drop in new listings can be seen across the northwest suburbs. In Plymouth, new listings dropped 27% last month. In New Hope and Golden Valley, new listings were cut in half. The supply crunch has driven up housing costs. The median sales price in the Twin Cities has risen to more than $332,000. Meanwhile, House DFLers released a series of proposals aimed at reducing housing costs. The legislative package totals $1.8 billion, which would largely come from the state's surplus. It includes a plan to partner with nonprofits to build more affordable homes. It would also reopen Rent Help MN, the COVID-19 emergency rental assistance program, providing immediate cash assistance to renters and landlords. The plans also seek to preserve and rehab naturally occurring affordable housing, with efforts made to fend off out-of-state investment firms from buying up homes and turning them into rentals.
And House Democrats are focused on making sure that housing can be affordable and that the costs of housing are not driving families into unhoused, unstable positions or driving out their ability to do other things in their life just because housing is so expensive.
The plan would also provide tax aid to cities and counties to help local communities build more affordable housing. Local school districts continue to adjust masking guidance as COVID case rates decline. The latest, the Wayzata School District, which starting Tuesday, February 22nd, will no longer require face coverings, but instead recommend them for students and staff. There are some exceptions. Masks will still be required for pre-K students and staff, as well as students returning from 5-day COVID quarantines. When the pandemic hit, a Plymouth mom found herself with a business model that was a perfect fit for mothers leaving corporate jobs to juggle life at home. We caught up with Stephanie Fleece to talk about the growth of City Mom Collective.
If you want to find the best sledding hill, ask a local parent.
Chances are they've hauled a few sleds up and down some of the best hills around.
Every month we do mom must-haves.
What if someone gathered up information like this and put it all in one place?
We want to make sure that we're providing those resources that are being curated by actual moms that are living in those communities.
Meet Stephanie Fleece.
You know, we make it as easy for moms as possible.
She started a blog back in 2009 when she lived in Arizona to try to connect with other new moms.
I found myself just in a spot where I was desperate for community. I felt alone. I felt like, oh my gosh, this is this new world of motherhood. And so I was looking for community and support.
And she found that sweet spot online.
We started it with a heart for connecting moms, and it's grown to be what it is today.
There are now City Mom Collective sites in 80 cities.
Outdoor ice skating in and around Madison.
Operated by other moms who write articles about children and family life, as well as host events in their own cities.
I'm not alone in this journey of motherhood. There are other moms that are struggling and also looking for things to do with their families.
Stephanie's title is now CEO. She's heavily involved from her home in Plymouth. She hosts a podcast, helps with social media, and runs a company that has survived the pandemic by providing information craved by families.
Our sites see over 1 million page views every single month. And so to think of all of those families that are impacted, are encouraged, it's really incredible.
An exhibit now on display at North Hennepin Community College can give you an idea of how art can help students tackle problems with creativity.
Having that opportunity to think abstractly about hard concepts really helps develop this sense of imagination and innovation.
There are more than 90 works of art, all created by high school students, now on exhibit in the Joseph Gazzulio Fine Arts Gallery at North Hennepin Community College in Brooklyn Park.
Spots in the state girls hockey tournament are on the line this week. Top seed Maple Grove faced off with 5th seed Champlin Park Coon Rapids in the Section 5 AA semifinals. Jason Melillo reports.
Second round of the section playoffs, Maple Grove hits the ice against Champlin Park Coon Rapids. First period, the pass in front is redirected in by Tia Rice for a Crimson goal. Sophomore defenseman Grace Erickson walks in and her shot finds its way home, and it's 2-0 MG after one. Stella Rettram sets up freshman Kelsey Olsen in the slot, and she snaps the shot and goal for Grove. Third period, watch the speed and toughness by Rettram to get to the goal and score. It's a shorthanded marker, putting the Crimson on top for Rip. They win 6-1 and will play for the Section 5 AA championship on Friday night. Jason Melillo, CCX Sports.
Maple Grove faces Centennial Spring Lake Park for the section title Friday at 7 o'clock at Roseville Arena. Well, in girls basketball, it was a tale of two halves as Osseo met Armstrong early this week. Osseo at home to take on Armstrong in Northwest Suburban girls basketball Monday. Melena Dilly-Starks drives baseline for the nice hoop as Armstrong takes an early 9-4 lead. Osseo battles back. Alea Wilson drives to score 2 of her 23 points, and it's 10-10. Off the inbounds play, the fake handoff fools Osseo, and Savannah McGowan scores 2 of her 22. Armstrong leads 30-21 at the half. But the second half is much different. Josiah White steals the cross-court pass and scores on the driving layup. That pulls the Orioles within 1. Wilson with the deflection, and Jayla Bennett sends it back to Wilson as Osseo takes the lead 35-34 with their defense playing a key role. Jalen Choi drives and sets up Tatum Miller for 3. It's all Osseo in the second half as they storm back to beat Armstrong 55-46. It's been an outstanding season for the Wayzata gymnastics team. The Trojans are set to compete at the state meet Friday and Saturday with high hopes of finishing strong. When it was time to shine, they came through. The Wayzata gymnastics team scored a season-best 147.85 to win the Section 6 AA meet last Saturday.
Saturday was a great day for my entire team. I was really happy with the performance, and we had a lot of fun with it.
I thought we did really well. I know lots of the team was really nervous about beam because we went after Hopkins, which they were second and they did really well that meet, and just like following them made us like really stressed, but we did really well.
I thought that they performed great. Sections is the hardest meet of the season, and they knew that going in, and I thought that they handled themselves very well.
And it isn't just 1 or 2 stars carrying this team. They won 2 events individually at sections, but also qualified at least 1 gymnast in every event.
We're really strong as a team, as a whole, but we also have really good people on certain events. So
now it's time for fine-tuning for Friday and Saturday's state meet. The Trojans were 3rd and topped 148 points back in 2014. This team is also good enough to be near the top.
Our goal for state this year is to place top 3.
You know, I don't really want to get ahead of myself. I mean, obviously it's there in the back of our minds, but our goal for Friday is just to make it on the podium.
After a lot of hard work, the Trojans are ready to give it their best. Class AA team competition is Friday and individual competition Saturday, both at 11 a.m. at Roy Wilkins Auditorium in St. Paul. That's all for sports. I'm Jay Wilcox.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.